Hey folks, it's Keith, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor Quebec, also known as the Shaky Key. Here today with an introduction video really to what I hope will probably be 2 or 3 videos that explain what I often refer to as your Morse code or CW journey. And students who have mine, and yes, I do teach a class, beginner class for LICW, I often say to them, learning Morse code is a journey. You're going to start at point A and eventually you're going to end up at point B. And the learning experience is everything in between. So I get a lot of questions from people, from students in particular, email or whatever, and they talk about what's involved. What do they need to know going into this? So that's where this series comes from. Hopefully not too long, and hopefully I'll keep the videos to a reasonable length. And this way, we'll just cover some of the points. But what happens when you get into learning Morse code? What are you looking at? What are the steps? What are the phases that you're going to go through? And that's really what we're going to look at right now. Now, for myself, I sort of divided up my Morse code journey, if you want, into 5 parts or steps. So the first one, the initial, doing your homework, figuring it out. The second is actually learning your numbers, your letters, your abbreviations, and whatever. The third is getting on the air, which is a big step. And then step 4 is making those first few contacts. And by few, I'm not talking 1 or 2. I'm talking maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever it works out to. And then number 5, I'm just going to call it going with the flow, which is where I think most of us want to get to. So that's what I'm looking at this point. So step 1, or the initial step, what is involved in that? Pretty much all of your preparation. What course are you going to follow? Are you going to go into a classroom? Are you going to take an app or maybe one of the web pages that are out there? There's some very good ones. What are you going to use? Are you going to use the straight key? Are you going to use the paddle? That will make a decision too, because some of the organizations out there are very particular about what you learn with. So if you're going to take a course and they want a paddle, then you're going to have a paddle. It might mean you might have to buy one. So if you're planning to take a course on start at such and such a point, make sure you've got the paddle in by then. Many of us, like myself, I took Morse code back in 88, 89. I had a straight key sitting in my bin here. Most ham operators have a big bin somewhere. And just going through the bin, I found it. I still use it every single day, pretty much. So some of that will be determined by what you have. Some will be determined by what you need to buy. Look at the organization. How do they teach? Everyone's teaching the same basic information, the letters, numbers, and so on. How do they teach it? How long are the classes? Is there a set start and end time? These are all decisions you have to make. You also have to realize you're going to have to put in practice time based on your family. Do you have that time? Right? Some younger operators with very busy family lives, kids doing hockey, skating, whatever, right? Gymnastics and so on. I've been there. You may not have as much time as you think, but you're going to have to set aside 30 minutes, 45 minutes in some cases. Some groups will say an hour. You have to set aside the practice time. It has to be consistent practice time. Yes, life gets in the way. No one knows that better than me. But you need to be consistent. You can't do 30 minutes of practice today and come back a week from now and start doing another 30 minutes practice and think you're going to be at the same point you were when you finished. No, you need to practice. So these are some of the things you have to look at. Do your homework. Find an organization that you want to work with. Find an organization that meets your aims. What do they offer? Will they take you just in the very beginning levels? Will they take you through into more advanced levels? That's something also to consider because that's part of your journey. Like I say, Morse code is starting at point A and eventually getting to point B. Your journey is everything in between. Try not to make the mistake of trying this group or club. Yeah, you don't like it. You move to another group or club. Yeah, don't like that. In other words, becoming a professional student. Because in the end, it's probably not the club that's the issue. It's your focus. It's your lack of a goal. It's very rarely the organization. So something to think about. And I've been there. Many of you will do this on your own, using an app, a website, whatever. I'm one of those people. I hated sitting in a class. I hate going to a set schedule. And I did that for about 10 months on my own. And then I realized, this isn't working. So, yes, I went into a class. And now, amusingly enough, I teach. All right, so yes, your opinions can change. I find with a lot of students who use an app or whatever, a program they learn on their own, you're missing out on things. I missed out on things. I missed out on instructors giving me examples of where some of these letters might be used. I missed out on some of the discussion about Morse code on the air with various instructors. So I'm all for it if you want to go and try it on your own. Nothing wrong with that. I did it. But I also know the advantages of being in a class. Do your homework. Do your research. Talk to people. Don't just look at a web page and say, yeah, this looks interesting. Contact whatever the organization is. Ask them questions. Ask them things that bother you. And for all of you retired folks who say, oh, this is a good time to learn Morse code, remember, we only thought we had a lot of spare time until we actually retired. And if you're like most of us, once you've retired, you realize you're busier than ever. So keep in mind, you need to set some time aside. Learning Morse code is a journey, going from point A all the way to point B. But it's fun. It's rewarding. It can be frustrating. But the goal at the end is worthwhile. Getting on the air, sending Morse code to someone, receiving Morse code from them. It's a fabulous experience and a fabulous feeling. So that's phase one. Do your homework. Take all that initial time you need because you're about to start a very exciting journey. I'll be back again with step 2 in the next video. It's Keith, wishing you a great day. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. Make a comment down below, whatever works for you. Certainly YouTube likes it when you do. It's Keith, Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec, the Shaky Key, wishing you a great day. 73. See you in video number 2.